Part 6. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 52. The appearance of several abyss saint lords caused countless abyss demons to surge out, followed by countless abyss demons driven by various abyss demons. They were densely packed and countless. After rushing out of the abyss passage, they headed towards the various races rushed towards each other, making this human land appear to be filled with monsters at a glance. Kill. Hurry up and take action, why are you dazed? Ah! Some gods and demons in the Hunyuan realm shouted orders, but the next moment, there was power that didn't know where it came from, cutting his entire divine body into pieces, killing his life. What he didn't know was that at that moment, they were surrounded by hundreds of people. All the human gods and demons within 10,000 miles were killed at once. All of them had their divine bodies smashed into pieces and turned into flesh and blood floating in the air. Whoosh! The nine-headed Saint Lord opened his mouth to devour it, and all the flesh and blood turned into a river of blood and fell into his mouth. The extremely rich bloody aura filled his body. The aura on his body became stronger and stronger. The strength that he had suffered heavy injuries in the past, now they have all recovered. After swallowing the flesh and blood of more than 100,000 human beings, gods, and demons, the eyes of the nine-headed Saint King are filled with blazing demonic light and endless demonic energy, as if they have turned into nine-headed demonic snakes circling around his body, densely packed. I have a feeling that if I devour enough human gods and demons, or humans in the realm of immortal gods and demons, my strength will definitely become stronger. Reaching the invincible level of the human race, and even breaking through further. The human race is the opportunity for my nine-headed Saint Lord to break through. Whoosh! The nine-headed Saint Lord raised his head slightly, glanced ahead, and murmured. In a flash, he disappeared again and went to kill the human gods and demons in the other direction. Even the humans at the peak of the immortal gods and demons realm could not stop him. Previously, a person at the peak of the immortal god and demon realm discovered his traces and wanted to kill him, but instead, the nine-headed Saint Lord manifested his true body and tore him apart and devoured him in less than 10 moves. Now, no one among the group of human gods and demons came to stop him, and no one could stop him. Devour, devour, devour. After the nine-headed Saint King killed those human gods and demons, the abyss demons and monsters behind them rushed forward crazily. The defense line of the army of gods and demons previously formed by the 10 Laoding of the human race to suppress the demon army collapsed instantly. Countless monsters rushed over, and one human city after another was breached by the monsters. Hundreds of millions of human gods and demons, during this period of time, gathered here. And under the leadership of the immortal gods and demons of the 10 Laoding of the human race, they gradually counterattacked the abyss demons, and made a lot of progress, even though many people died. There are even assertions that within 100,000 years, they will definitely be able to defeat the abyss demons. The abyss demon clan once again suppressed them and returned to the abyss. However, these words collapsed and became an illusion after several abyss demon clan saint lords appeared. Run away. The immortal gods and demon realms were the first to flee. After noticing the presence of the nine-headed Saint Lord and other abyss demon clan saint lords, each one of them turned pale with fright and had no intention of fighting. They turned around and used their magical powers to run away like crazy. They can escape, but most of the human gods and demons cannot escape. In a short period of time, the number of human gods and demons who were originally chasing the abyss demons and monsters has decreased by tens of millions, and more people have begun to go as the human territory behind them fled. Many gods and demons had bloody images of abyss demons and monsters devouring people in their minds, which frightened them. What kind of demons are those? Why is the strength so terrifying? It was so terrifying. Even the immortal god and demon realm master from the Changsheng family was no match. As soon as they met, he was cut into countless pieces and then devoured. Can we really resist such demons? When this group of gods and demons were defeated, overwhelming news spread among the human race. Suddenly, people who were already panic-stricken because Meng Zhan said that he would kill one Shi Laoding family within 100 years felt even worse at this moment. As if the sky was falling, they were extremely frightened, and more people fled to the deep territory of the human race. Where can I escape? The nine-headed Saint Lord and other demon clan Saint Lords chased them first. When passing by the ancestral lands of some god-demon clan, Changsheng clan, or divine cities, they would stop and devour the people inside first. Wherever they passed, no human race is spared. This is the Abyss Demon clan. Before the Mongolian War, the human race had a demon-suppressing army guarding the Abyss, which kept suppressing the Abyss Demon clan from entering the world of gods and demons, otherwise the consequences would be unpredictable. However, hundreds of millions of years ago, Shi Laoding withdrew its demon-suppressing army, and even the demon-suppressing city was gone. The specific reason was unclear to Meng Zhan. But now the Abyss demons are raging on the human land, and even the hundreds of millions of human gods and demons formed by Shi Laoding are, unable to suppress the Abyss demons. They were killed by the Abyss demons and swallowed countless human gods and demons. The terror of the Abyss demons was evident. In an instant, there was a voice within the human race, and it became louder and louder. Even the court can't hold it down. The Abyss demons have killed countless human gods and demons, and even ravaged a large area of human territory. If they continue like this, they will definitely be able to penetrate deep into the human area. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's over, isn't it us? Only when they are all dead will Meng Zhan and Shi Laoding give up and suppress the Abyss Demon clan. Yeah. Meng Zhan, he once said that he suppressed the Abyss Demon clan for hundreds of millions of years, making it impossible for the Abyss Demon clan to escape. With his strength, he would definitely be able to suppress the Abyss Demon clan. Meng Zhan, please, take action. If this continues, the human race will be gone. As long as you are willing to take action to suppress the Abyss Demon clan back, we are willing to respect you as the human emperor. After guarding the Abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 53. The calls appeared like a wave, and some gods and demons had even gone to the human imperial city, wanting to kneel down and beg Meng Zhan to take action to suppress the Abyss Demon clan again. Not long after it passed, many people had already arrived outside Renhuang city. Everyone is begging Meng Zhan to take action to suppress the Abyss Demon clan. When Hao Yun received the news and rushed back to the human emperor city with millions of gods and demons, she saw the dark crowd outside the human emperor city. Some of them knelt down and kept shouting. Higher than a wave, it shook the entire imperial city. Hao Yun was so angry that her body was trembling, and the aura of gods and demons was exuding. The killings in the past few days also gave her a strong evil intention. She shouted sternly, "You dare to coerce His Majesty the human emperor? You are seeking death." Hao Yun's shout made a group of Hunyuan realm gods and demons outside the imperial city a little dissatisfied. Some people stared at Hao Yun and refuted. "Ancestor Haoyun, what are you talking about? We ask Meng Zhan to take action. It is for the good of the human race. Otherwise, if this continues, the foundation of our human race will be damaged in the end, and the only one who will gain from the fight between the two clans is the Abyss Demon clan. How many humans have they killed during this period? Gods and demons. Moreover, we are willing to respect Meng Zhan as the human emperor, and we are also willing to work with him to seek justice from the Shi Laoding in the future. We have great sincerity. I just hope that he can take action to protect the human race. You don't know how ferocious the Abyss demons have been recently. If this continues, they will come here soon. I hope the ancestor can report it, Ancestor Hao Yun. The human race really cannot afford such a disaster." However, when Patriarch Hao Yun heard this, he sneered a few times and said, Please ask His Majesty the Human Emperor to protect you. That's not what you said when His Majesty the Human Emperor returned to the human race. It's just that at this moment, Ancestor Hao Yun hesitated in her heart. She didn't know whether to drive these people away directly or kill them directly. The main reason was that she didn't dare to make the decision on her own for fear of ruining the Mengjian. If according to her current situation, it would be best to kill all such a group of people based on their actions and thoughts. But now, she had to report it first and obey Mengjian's orders. Deep in the human imperial city. In the ancestral land of the human emperor clan, during the Mengjian period, the bodies of the god puppets were re-refined for the 9 people including Dong Huang Huangyi, Teng Qian, Xiong Zhantian, etc., allowing them to reach the early stage of the immortal god and demon realm, and they have been continuously absorbing the gods and demons for hundreds of years. Aura, accumulated points of gods and demons, Mengjian's cultivation realm, magical powers, etc. have now changed a lot. On this day, Mengjian felt something in his heart. He peered outside the human emperor city and saw a dense crowd of people kneeling and crouching. Some people were crying and begging him to take action to suppress the Abyss Demon clan. His face was indifferent. After one glance, he withdrew his gaze. Line after line of words appeared in his field of vision. Host, Mengjian. Cultivation, early stage of the primitive realm of gods and demons, 8.6 billion points of gods and demons. Rightward arrow, middle stage of the primitive realm of gods and demons. Kung Fu, 200 level divine and demon suppression power, 2.82 billion divine and demon points. Rightward arrow, 201 level, 136 level. Taijin Hunyuan Sutra, 910 million divine and demon points. Rightward arrow, 137 level. Supernatural powers, 10 directions. Purgatory, original god and demon level entry, 580 million god and demon points. Rightward arrow, small success. Tyrannical dragon death, original god and demon level entry, 640 million god and demon points. Rightward arrow, small success. Gate of time and space, immortal gods and demons, level small achievement, 2.62 billion god and demon points. Rightward arrow, Dachan, immortal heavenly puppet, immortal god and demon level perfect, 860 million god and demon points. Rightward arrow, original god and demon level. Menu and battle body, great sun god and demon level perfect, 60 million gods magic point. Rightward arrow, Taiyan god and demon level, 260 million god and demon point. Rightward arrow, Xiao Cheng. The natal divine weapon, Hongtian halberd, original level, 5.8 billion god and demon points. Rightward arrow, 9 tribulation level. God and demon point, 18.67 billion. It has been more than 100 years since the main body left the abyss and came to the human emperor city. During this time, he watched countless human gods and demons fight with the abyss demons, and then were killed and devoured by the abyss demons. Shi Laoding, the delay in taking full action to suppress the abyss demon clan has made many people even more frightened. There is a precarious feeling that a storm is about to come. But it is not enough. With the strength of the Abyss Demon clan now charging out, it is obviously not enough. Letting the Shilaoding completely collapse is not enough to cause the human race to collapse. Then kill a Shilaoding family. Mengjian looked at his own information and without much hesitation, he first improved his cultivation. The middle stage of the original god and demon realm, 17.2 billion god and demon points. Rightward arrow, late stage. Boom. The moment Mengjian improved, his body completely transformed. Small points of light existed, like a hazy and chaotic light source, exuding an aura of primitive wilderness. In a flash, Mengjian's body condensed again, and his aura was completely controlled. Once his cultivation level was improved, this was the ultimate level of a realm can be called invincible. It is precisely because of this that he can defeat all the saints in the abyss, and can also defeat the 10 old Taoists of the 10 old courts. The power of the original god and demon realm is similar to that of the immortal god and demon realm. What's the difference? If the immortal gods and demons realm is just the transformation of the body, with immortal attributes, then the original gods and demons realm is the incarnation of the original body and power that has returned to the original stage of heaven and earth. It has incredible power and can touch the long river of time, walking between different worlds. Just like the difference between innate gods and demons and acquired gods and demons. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 54. The realm has been improved. Mengjian looked at the magical skill below. He has raised the divine and demon prison suppressing power to 200 levels, and there has been a transformation. Even if he is now in the original divine and demon realm, he can still burst out with this magical skill. Incredible increase in strength. It's just that now that I've upgraded to one level, the number of god and demon points required has increased a lot. Let's improve our magical powers first. Mengjian's eyes fell on the magical power below. Because of breaking through the original realm of gods and demons, he had the magical power of the gate of time and space to comprehend the long river of time and the space of heaven and earth on his own, and he was promoted from the entry level of immortal gods and demons to Xiao Cheng. Now he thought about it next. I decided to raise it to a small level. The gate of time and space, immortal gods and demons level, 3.69 billion gods and demons points rightward arrow perfect. Then came tyrannical death, 10 directions purgatory. 10 directions purgatory, original gods and demons level small, success, 720 million god and demon points rightward arrow dachan. When Mengjian ascended to the 10 directions purgatory, there was a terrifying purgatory aura emanating from his body, and the rich blood evil aura seemed to have solidified. There was a roar in his mind for a moment. Mengjian seemed to have glimpsed a terrifying aura. A sea of blood exists. Compared to that terrifying sea of blood, his 10-direction purgatory magical power is simply insignificant. A small wave in that sea of blood is enough to annihilate heaven, earth, time, and space. Is this the original sea of blood? Mengjian had a vague realization, and looking at the wild world, the terrifying aura of chaos rising and falling, which was much more terrifying than the sea of blood, he was horrified. 10 directions purgatory, original god-demon level, perfection, 1.44 billion god and demon points rightward arrow 9 tribulations god and demon level. The next stage is the 9 tribulations god and demon level. What level is this? Mengjian looked at the changes in the system information and said to himself. In a special state, he did not notice the passage of time. When Mengjian came back to his senses, he could feel the difference in himself. He was a primitive god demonic level complete supernatural power. It has a great impact on his strength. Buzz. As soon as Mengjian thought, a wisp of bloody divine power emerged in front of him. This was the original power condensed by the purgatory powers of the 10 directions. It was like a blood snake, even if it was just a wisp of it. The aura was enough to make his scalp numb when he was at the peak of the immortal god and demon realm. Unless the realm of primitive gods and demons appears, I can make the immortal gods and demons return to their original state in one thought and disappear from then on. Mengjian closed his eyes slightly. He could clearly feel the changes in his perception of the world, time, and space around him, and it became much clearer. He was like the darling of this world, truly touching the power of this world. In this way, he able to understand the power of time and space well. I don't know if the magical power of the gate of time and space is upgraded to the level of the original gods and demons, or even the level of the 9 tribulations gods and demons, or if I touch the real power of time and space, can I bring my father, mother, and younger brothers and sisters together? Tribe, brought back from time and space hundreds of millions of years ago. This thought suddenly appeared in Mengjian's mind, which made him lose consciousness for a moment, and then the dazzling light in his eyes condensed, as if he had found a goal of hard work. Improve the magical power of time and space. Save his relatives from the long river of time and space. If I can't do it in the original realm of gods and demons, then I can go to the realm of 9 tribulations of gods and demons. Anyway, I have the points of gods and demons. It's not too difficult for me to improve. No one can stop me. Whoever stops me will die. Even if this world is destroyed, so what? Meng-Zhan clenched his fists and looked at the god and demon points. There were still 6.15 billion points left. Then he upgraded the magical power Tyrannosaurus to the original god and demon level, spending 2.44 billion god and demon points. Tyrannosaurus Tianchu, original god and demon level small achievement, 820 million god and demon points rightward arrow Dachan. Tyrannical dragon and heavenly death, original god and demon level perfection, 1.49 billion god and demon points rightward arrow 9 tribulation god and demon level. Boom. In a daze, Meng-Zhan felt that he was holding the Hungtian halberd, and in a space where time did not pass, he was constantly practicing the magical power of Tyrant Dragon Tianzu. Every time the halberd struck, it was an extremely domineering real dragon. Hungtian crushed the space and even shook the time and space of heaven and earth. When he came back to his senses, Meng-Zhan opened his eyes, and there seemed to be 2 real dragons in his eyes, with an extremely domineering aura permeating his body. Gods and demons there were just 3.71 billion left at the point, and he once again raised the gate of time and space to a higher level, reaching the level of immortal gods and demons. Buzz. Vaguely, the breath of time and air emerged around Meng-Zhan, and he was no closer to touching the real time and space. Far away. Meng-Zhan glanced at the Dong Emperor and others who were still in seclusion to comprehend the realm of immortal gods and demons. Without disturbing them, he stepped out and left the ancestral land of the human emperor clan. Whoosh! In the blink of an eye, Meng-Zhan arrived at human in the imperial palace, sitting on the throne of the human emperor. His cold eyes moved and he looked outside the human emperor city. Kill! A shout of command reached Hao Yun's ears. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 55. This command exploded in Hao Yun's mind like a thunderbolt. For a moment, Hao Yun felt as if he was being assisted by a god, and his soul was shaken. Within God's body, a strange power emerges. Granting you a moment of immortal power, I want to see the human emperor city regain its peace. Meng-Zhan's voice sounded in Hao Yun's mind. What? Hao Yun's eyes widened. The moment she heard Meng-Zhan's order, she thought she heard it wrong. Your Majesty, the human emperor, grant me immortal power? Hao Yun feel it? The strange power that emerged from her body did feel different. It was powerful and terrifying, completely surpassing the power of her previous Hunyuan realm gods and demons in the late stages. And she had only felt the breath of this power in the bodies of immortal gods and demons. Just like the ancestor of the Hu family before. But now Hao Yun feels like a dream, and has not recovered from what Meng-Zhan just said. Grant immortal power? His Majesty, the human emperor, can grant others the realm of immortal gods and demons. The power? What a terrifying method and power this is. His. Hao Yun was so frightened that her body was trembling slightly, but when she came to her senses, she looked in front of the imperial city and continued to shout, kneeling and begging Meng-Zhan to take action to suppress the Abyss Demon clan, and sneered a few times. This group of people seemed to be begging His Majesty the Emperor to take action, but at the same time they were intimidating and morally kidnapping them. He also talked about the great justice of the human race. Kill. Hao Yun's cold command resounded in the ears of millions of gods and demons behind her. Dare to coerce His Majesty the human emperor and disturb His Majesty's retreat, you will be punished by death. Do it, leave no one behind. Boom. Hao Yun gave the order and killed the first one. In one step, the mountains and rivers in front of the human emperor city shook, and a Milky Way descended from the sky. In an instant, with Hao Yun's palm, it blasted towards the group of Hunyuan realm gods. Magic! Hao Yun! What do you want to do? We are just here to request the human emperor, not to cause trouble. Why do you want to attack us? Stop, no, no, it's the aura of the immortal gods and demons realm, she is the immortal gods and demons. The expressions of a group of Hunyuan realm gods and demons changed drastically. When Hao Yun took action, some people yelled angrily. However, when the immortal aura from Hao Yun's body came out, all of them stopped shouting, and their eyes almost stared. Come out, how is this possible? The woman just now was clearly the aura of the late Hunyuan realm gods and demons, not even the peak of the Hunyuan realm gods and demons. How could she become an immortal god and demon in the blink of an eye? Boom! Ah! Hao Yun fell with her palm, and in an instant, dozens of Hunyuan realm gods and demons were smashed to pieces by her palm, and fell into her river magical power. The divine blood of the Hunyuan realm gods and demons flowed, dyeing the river blood red. Such a powerful power made Hao Yun excited. In the past, against the gods and demons of the Hunyuan realm, it would have been fine if they were only in the early and middle stages of the Hunyuan realm. However, in the late stages of the Hunyuan realm, whether she could defeat them was a big question. Unknown. But now, she can kill dozens of Hunyuan realm gods and demons with one palm. His Majesty the human emperor is too strong, Hao Yun was shocked. Kill. The cold light in Hao Yun's eyes became even stronger, and her actions became more ruthless. But the gods and demons behind her, especially the gods and demons of the Hao family, felt the immortal aura on Hao Yun's body, and their hearts were shocked. The ancestor achieved the realm of immortal gods and demons already? Do it! At this moment, millions of gods and demons all obeyed the order and rushed into the crowd outside the human emperor city. They killed without hesitation. And in front of them, Hao Yun killed into the crowd outside the human emperor city. In the middle, the Tianhe descended, sweeping in countless gods and demons, and suddenly it became a river of blood. Ah! The human emperor, have mercy on me, Patriarch Hao Yun, have mercy on me. We are just here to serve the human emperor, and we have never had any hatred against the human emperor. Why do you want to kill us? There were gods and demons crying towards Hao Yun and kneeling down to beg for mercy. However, the next moment, Hao Yun descended with a palm from the sky, and the terrifying magical power instantly swept them into the Tianhe River, strangled them, and the blood of the gods dyed the river red. Seeing this, some gods and demons wanted to run away. However, Hao Yun snorted coldly, and in a flash, she appeared at the back of them. With her own power, she blocked the hundreds of millions of people in front of them, and the millions who came back with her the gods and demons were slaughtering wildly. When the movement outside the human emperor city stopped, the ground outside was already stained red with blood. The elders of the Hunyuan realm gods and demons from the Hao family came to Hao Yun with excitement and awe. Looking at Hao Yun, she asked Ancestor, have you broken through the immortal gods and demons? No. Hao Yun shook her head slightly, feeling quite regretful, because after cleaning up the people outside the human emperor city, the power in her body had gradually dissipated. The power before was like a dream. But after this power dissipated, Hao Yun can notice the difference in her body. Perhaps after a while, she will be able to easily reach the peak of the gods and demons in the Hunyuan realm. This is the benefit left after the power dissipates. Hao Yun bowed gratefully to the human emperor palace, said thank you, His Majesty the Emperor, for this gift. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 56. The Palace of the Human Emperor. Meng Zhan was sitting on the throne of the human emperor, with the golden dragon of human destiny condensed on his body, hovering over his body. The dragon's horns were ferocious and exuded an astonishing aura. Compared with before, the human luck golden dragon is now a bit stronger. It's just that the changes now are not that big. Mengjian stroked the head of the human race's luck golden dragon, withdrew his gaze from outside the human emperor city, and lowered his eyebrows in thought. Each of the Shi Laoding families has huge power, with countless clansmen spread across the entire human race territory. Compared with our Meng family was going to be strong back then. In addition to themselves, there are also their vassal forces, staggered among the entire human race. So, Mengjian raised his head slightly, looked at Hao Yun and others outside the city, thought for a while, and said, this group of people must continue to grow until the day that sweeps the world. Everyone's life and death are in my hands. Of course he can do it by himself, but the entire world of gods and demons is too huge, and the human race is also very huge. It would be a lot of trouble to do it by himself. When dealing with the main people, he doesn't have to do everything himself. However, if he just relies on Hao, the strength of Yun and other gods and demons in the Hunyuan realm must not be enough to sweep the world, so they need a little help. Living puppets. Refined puppets. As for giving Hao Yun the power of the immortal gods and demons, Mengjian can't do it. A god and demon directly became an immortal god and demon. He just gave Hao Yun a little bit of his own power. Killing someone with a borrowed knife. Gone. To destroy the Shi Laoding clan within 100 years, we must keep our word. Mengjian's figure turned into a hazy light and disappeared on the throne of the human emperor. In the world outside the human emperor city, he stepped in one direction. In that direction was the old Changsheng family, now one of the 10 major families in Shi Laoding. The Ao family is located. Among the current families of the human race, the Ao family is at the forefront in terms of power and strength. In addition to their ancestors, there are several people in the family who are at the peak of the immortal god and demon realm. There are dozens of people in the immortal god and demon realm. Many. As early as when the Meng family was still there, the Ao family was already one of the 10 Laoding families. According to the history of the Ao family known to Mengjian, the Ao family already existed as early as the ancient emperor period, and even its ancestors, and once followed the ancient emperor, and was a general under the ancient emperor. Such an old family had also experienced the dark turmoil of the human race before. Mengjian felt that the Ao family's understanding of that matter must be far better than that of the Yuan family. The new Shi Laoding family. Perhaps. The Ao family also knows something that Ji Wudi once said, what is the thing that caused the dark turmoil of the human race? Whoosh. Mengjian blends into the world, as if he is walking in the time and space of heaven and earth. In the center, like a hazy and chaotic light spot, he walks slowly like this. In a blink of an eye, he was already hundreds of millions of miles away. The speed was much faster than using magical powers to escape in the realm of immortal gods and demons. And his walking like this was simply not possible. No one could spy and find out. When Mengjian went to Ao's house, Yuan Tianzong had already roared at Yu Yi, Lin Xiangguo, and others. During this time, too many gods and demons died in their Yuan family. Our Yuan family is too young to bear such damage. 1 year. If within a year you don't work together and kill those abyss demons, then whoever of you wants to resist the abyss demons can resist. Our Yuan family will escape into the wilderness from now on, and wait until the abyss demons occupy the world of gods and demons. Yuan Tianzong's roar made Yu Yi and others frown and remain silent. After a moment, Yu Yi sighed and said, Brother Tianzong, those abyssal demons are based on the records of the abyss in the past. They are the holy lords of the abyss demon clan. It is not easy to deal with them. From what we have verified, since the disappearance of the ancient emperor, no one has been able to kill the holy lord of the abyss demon clan. If they were in the abyss, then this would be easy to deal with. Just suppress them under the abyss. But now they have arrived in the world of gods and demons, and soon after they appeared, the defense line of the human race collapsed. By the time Shi Laoding reacted, they were even more cunning. Now they had sneaked into the depths of the human race's territory, killing people everywhere, and their whereabouts were erratic. How to deal with this? Yu Yi's words made Yuan Tianzong silent for a while. The nine-headed Saint Lord and other abyss demons are hiding in the huge world of gods and demons. This is their biggest headache. It is also the main problem for all the gods and demons and longevity families in the human race today. It's something to be afraid of, otherwise no one would go to the imperial city to kneel down and beg Mengjian to take action. Only when they are really at the point of death, some people will abandon their face and dignity. Even in order to survive, they will do anything. Shi Lao the court could not stop these people, nor could it contain the spread of fear. No matter how they dealt with the demons such as the nine-headed Saint Lord, they were helpless. Under such circumstances, they wanted to stop the demons and monsters rushing out of the abyss. Outside, it is extremely difficult to defend the current territory of the human race or suppress them back. In a short period of time, more than 1 billion human gods and demons died. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 57. Lin Xiang Wuidao looked at Yuan Tianzong and said, we will find and hunt down those holy kings of the Abyss Demon clan, but the Abyss Demon clan has to rely on your Yuan family to guard them. As for the dead gods, demons, we will also try our best to mobilize the power of the immortal families and the gods and demons families to make up for it. Brother Tianzong, don't forget that our biggest threat is Mengjian. At this time, Ao Junlong, the head of the Ao family, raised his brows slightly, looked at everyone, and said, I just received a report from my subordinates. The group of people who went to seek protection from Mengjian and wanted Mengjian to suppress the Abyss Demon clan. The ancestor of the Hao family who was controlled by Mengjian was killed. Everyone outside the city of gods and demons was killed by her. Hearing this, Yuan Tianzong snorted coldly and said, these bugs deserve to die. However, they forced Mengjian to take action, and Mengjian had them killed. This was not surprising, but it was a pity. Mengjian's heart was so determined and vicious. So many people were willing to respect him as the human emperor and were willing to be his lackeys, but he was unwilling to take action against the Abyss Demon clan. Speaking of this matter, Yi and Yuan Tianzong's moods are really complicated. Facing the difficult demons such as the nine-headed Saint Lord, as well as the endless abyss demons and the army of monsters, they still more than once, I have tried to find some means to force Mengjian to take action. Judging from the strength that Mengjian has shown before, it will definitely be much easier for them to deal with the abyss demons with him. But, think about what they Shi Laoding once said, and Mengjian repeatedly attacked ruthlessly and didn't care at all about their various methods. As a result, they knew that it was impossible for Mengjian to willingly suppress the Abyss Demon clan. Yuan Tianzong glanced at the silent crowd, and then lowering his voice once, he said, I still made the same suggestion, use that one thing, and leave the world of gods and demons for the time being, so that after Mengjian has to take action to clean up the abyss demons in the world of gods and demons, we can fight back. Only in this way can we turn passivity into initiative. Yi Daoshan stood up and said, Brother Tianzong, the matter is urgent, I will go back and arrange the matter first. Once I find those abyss demons, I will contact them as soon as possible and then take action decisively. Surround them and kill them. Farewell. Aya Junlong, Lin Xiangguo and others also stood up one by one and left. Yuan Tianzong watched them leave, and his heart was full of anger. Bastard, when you are really killed by Mengjian, you will know that my proposal is the most correct choice. He took a deep breath and closed his eyes. However, By that time, it was already too late. Shortly after Yi and others left, the abyss demons and monsters once again crazily attacked the new defense line of the human territory. Yuan Tianzone, we had to summon more immortal gods and demons to put out fires everywhere. Abyss demons, you are seeking death. The ancestor of the Yuan family, Yuan Huang, was forced to leave the seclusion, roared, and gathered hundreds of immortal gods and demons. There were as many as 7 human beings at the peak of the immortal gods and demons. They came to the front line together. Yuan Huang directly faced him. A new holy king of the demon clan appeared, and he also used a terrifying divine weapon. Soon afterwards, some tyrannical immortal gods and demons appeared in the human race, and together they fought against several powerful guys of the Abyss Demon clan. The human race is on the verge of another defeat. But in this situation, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of human gods and demons die every day. Even after a war, the entire land will be dyed red with blood. The terror of the Abyss demons, there are also powerful demons such as the 9-headed Saint Lord that have sneaked into the belly of the human race, killing and devouring the human race's gods and demons family, and members of the Changsheng family. News spread frequently, causing shadows in the hearts of countless humans. Under fear, they have already some people moved closer to the human emperor city. But as soon as the news of the killings in front of the human emperor city came out, countless people were scared away. Rumors appeared again like snowflakes, and those who spoke viciously were still cursing Meng Zhan's ancestors. The existence of such people is the tragedy and shame of the human race. The other side. Meng Zhan walked down slowly without using his magical powers. He watched the changes and transformations on the east side of the human territory along the way. In less than half a month, he reached the other side of the human territory, close to the edge of the human race near the Sea of Gods and Demons. There are many ferocious beasts and mythical beasts in the world of gods and demons, and in this Sky Demon Sea, it is rumored that after the ancient human emperor unified the human land, he drove some intelligent beasts that were a threat to the human race into the ocean with a very harsh environment. And they are prohibited from setting foot in human territory for generations. The Ao family used to be the gatekeepers who guarded the Sea of Demons and guarded the eastern gate of the human race's territory for the human emperor, preventing the animals in the sea from stepping in and offending the human race. East Coast. Countless shrines and shrines stand among the sacred mountains that stretch for billions of miles. The entire mountain range belongs to the Ao family. Except for members of the Ao family, no one else is allowed to enter it, unless they are guests invited by the Ao family. Ao family. Meng Zhan appeared in the sky above the mountains, overlooking the land billions of miles below. The vast sacred mountains towered into the clouds, majestic and majestic. But by looking under the eyes of the gods, Meng Zhan could detect the countless murderous intentions hidden in the mountains. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 58. As the layers of formations alternated, they turned into terrifying formations that shrouded the entire mountain. However, these formations did not appear now, but were silent at the bottom of the mountain. The murderous intent was restrained and did not show any trace of it. This kind of layout is no weaker than those big formations in the human emperor city. If an ordinary person at the peak of the immortal god and demon realm steps into the mountains and goes to the Ao family, he may not be able to control whether he lives or dies. Is this arrangement for me? Meng Zhan pointed out, and a ray of primitive divine power fell into the dense formations hidden in the forest below, instantly turning them into nothing. In this way, this ray of primitive divine power fell into the formations one by one. It was annihilated and returned to the original world. After a moment, the murderous intentions hidden in the mountains and plains disappeared. That's much better. Meng Zhan took a step forward and disappeared over the Aegea mountains in a blink of an eye. No one noticed his appearance here. When he appeared again, he had already appeared in a closed world. and in front of him, there was a pool of blood of all beasts. Among them, an old man is sitting cross-legged, with his shoulders bare, sucking the divine blood of all beasts to restore himself. 100 years ago, the Taoist body was exploded by Mengjian, destroying a ray of consciousness. Although he has recovered over the years, but Ao Xiaotian did not leave seclusion. Instead, he continued to temper himself in this place of seclusion. Regarding the Mengjian, Ao Xiaotian is not confident that he can fight with him now, but in the past, the ancient emperor once gave him a magical skill, which is also the Ao family's clan-suppressing magical skill today, is called the Hunting Heaven Divine Technique. It cultivates a unique divine power and body. If you practice it to the extreme, you can be called the Hunting Sky. The ancient emperor once said that if you practice this magical skill to the extreme, then in the immortal god and demon realm, no one can block its spear or break its shield. This means that whether it is offense or defense, it is enough to reach the extreme of the immortal god and demon realm. Therefore, Ao Shouting does not plan to leave the seclusion in the short term. If you want to practice this magical skill to the state mentioned by the ancient emperor, you must at least be unable to break his divine body even in a battle, and then you plan to leave the seclusion. However, slowly, Ao Hushan felt something was wrong. When he opened his eyes, Ao Hushan's pupils suddenly shrank. My heart suddenly twitched with fear. Fight. In his closed retreat world, there was a figure who didn't know when, staring at him faintly, and this person was the reason why he couldn't come out of retreat this time. Mengjian looked at Ao Xiaotian indifferently, said Ao Su has worked very hard. Now that the human race outside has been slaughtered and ravaged by the abyss demons, you can still rest here and practice in seclusion. So this is what Yu Shi Laoding said. You don't need me to guard the abyss passage, but Yu Shi Laoding can also guard the abyss well. Hiss, whoosh. Ao Xiaotian took a deep breath and exhaled softly, barely recovering from the shock and calming his mind. The glare in his eyes gradually became sharp. He stared at Mengjian and said, "How did you get in? If you dare to break in here, are you afraid that you won't be able to get out from now on?" Mengjian had no interest in talking nonsense with him, and pointed towards Ao Xiaotian. A ray of primitive divine power had already transformed a pool of the divine blood of all beasts into a form before Ao Xiaotian could react. Points of light scattered between the sky and the earth and disappeared. Ao Xiaotian was dumbfounded by this hand. Because Mengjian did not exude a trace of the aura of gods and demons, nor did he feel the emergence of a ray of immortal divine power. But Mengjian pointed his finger lightly, but he was able to wipe out his powerful pool of divine blood of all beasts. What kind of method was this? When Mengjian pointed out to him, Ao Hushan's scalp went numb. Even his soul felt horrified, and the pupils in his eyes shrank to the smallest size again, turning into pinholes impossible. Roar. Ao Xiaotian let out a roar like the roar of a group of beasts, and the violent aura of gods and demons burst out from his body. His whole body seemed to have turned into a half-animal body. The skin was covered with a thick layer of cuticle, which was almost even the immortal armor is harder to break than the divine armor. At the same time, Ao Xiaotian also wants to activate the formations in this retreat place, as well as the formations hidden underground in the entire Ao family, in order to suppress the Meng War. Just as soon as Ao Hushan moved, the power and aura on his body dissipated like spring snow melting, and he wanted to activate all the big formations, but he was confused to find out. Big formation? There is a fart big formation. Originally, it was densely covered with countless formations, but he didn't feel any of them at this moment. None. As soon as Mengjian pointed it out, he felt a ray of power that made his immortal body fearful and terrifying. The moment he just moved, it had penetrated, it fell into his body. All his strength melted like spring snow and disappeared. Plop! Ao Xiaotian fell to the ground, and the aura of the gods and demons at the peak of the immortal gods and demons realm dissipated from his body. He was just like an ordinary old man, even an ordinary god and demon. It's worse, there is no strength and breath. This place closed the world and became quiet. Ao Xiaotian fell to the ground, his eyes were dull, looking at Meng Zhan's eyes, full of horror. Human, the strength of the human emperor? You have reached the level of a human emperor. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 59. Ao Xiaotian has lived for countless years, from the time of the ancient emperor to today. He is an out-and-out old guy, and he also owes his endless longevity to the immortal god and demon realm. It is precisely because of this that Ao Xiaotian understands how terrifying the ancient emperor was. No one in the entire world of gods and demons can threaten the ancient emperor, even if they were at the peak of the immortal god and demon realm combined. To the ancient emperor, he was just an ant. Now facing Meng Zhan, watching Meng Zhan dissolve the blood pool of beasts with one move, and destroy his strength with one move, Ao Hushan was so excited that he finally caught a glimpse of the shadow of the ancient emperor from Meng Zhan's body. The awe and fear of the ancient emperor emerged in his heart. Plop! Ao Xiaotian knelt down and crawled in front of Meng Zhan like a dog, crying and begging, "Spare my life. Human emperor, please spare my life. My Ao family is willing to betray the 10 old courts, submit to the emperor, and be a dog to the emperor." Yeah, Ao Xiaotian suddenly thought of something and quickly looked at Meng Zhan and said, "The turmoil in the human race in the past was not because we wanted to attack the East royal family, Meng family, and other families, but for other reasons. The East royal family got something treasure that can travel to another world. At that time, the Eastern royal family summoned many people, including the Yingtian family, the Xianyuan family, the Meng family, etc. They relied on that treasure to open a passage to the opposite world. Human emperor, many people from your Meng family also went there. Yes, I remember that among those people there should be Meng Zhen, the ancestor of the Meng family, and they also brought Meng Tian, the heir to the son of God of the Meng family, with them. The reason why the human race is in turmoil is because after the ancient human emperor disappeared, a group of reclusive families suddenly came out to snatch it after hearing the news. They were so ruthless that no one from the Dong royal family, Meng family, and other families were left alive. This is all because of them and has little to do with our Ao family." Meng Zhan just watched him kneel down and beg for mercy quietly. Before, this man had looked down at him from above and said indifferently that he was nothing. But now, he knelt down and said that he was willing. When a dog, this man's face really changed. Buzz. At this moment, Meng Zhan had bloody divine power emerging from his body, like blood snakes one after another. Under Ao Xiaotian's frightened expression, he got into Ao Xiaotian. Tian's body and soul are biting wildly. Ah! Ao Hushan's face was ferocious, and his body stiffened for an instant, making it difficult to move. He suddenly let out a hissing scream. He was like a wild beast, rolling on the ground. The pain of being bitten by the blood snake was like a tide. He was drowning. He couldn't even feign to avoid such pain. What frightened Ao Xiaotian the most was that he could no longer control himself. Even his own soul, he could no longer control and could not let himself die completely. Meng Zhan waved his hands, Ao Hushan appeared on his hand. He covered his head with one hand and said softly, "Soul search." Boom. The soul power of the original god and demon realm poured into Ao Xiaotian's soul. In an instant, Ao Xiaotian's soul seemed to turn into points of light and dispersed completely. However, Ao Xiaotian did not die. He just felt his soul felt like it was exploding, being torn apart again and again. Under such torture, Ao Hushan felt that he might as well just die. Ah! Human Emperor, spare my life. Human Emperor, I, Ao Xiaotian, am willing to tell everything and become the sharpest butcher knife under His Majesty the Human Emperor. Spare, spare me. Ao Shoishan suffered such torture and did not dare to curse Mengjian at all. Instead, he felt endless fear in his heart and his body was trembling. However, Mengjian didn't look at him and closed his eyes slightly. At this moment, from Ao Shaoshan's soul search, he could spy out a lot of information. He also knew that behind the Shilaoding, there were actually several ancient emperors from the past. The existence of the family has been hidden from the world for a long time, and no one knows about it. In the past, when the ancient emperor was still around, these families submitted to the ancient emperor and governed all parties for the ancient emperor. The inheritance lasted for an unimaginable length of time. After the ancient human emperor and the human emperor clan disappeared, these families became invisible one by one. It wasn't until the Eastern royal family discovered something that could open a passage to the other world hundreds of millions of years ago that those ancient clans suddenly appeared. As soon as they were born, they directly attacked the Eastern royal family, the Meng family, etc., and finally started the war in the past. The darkness was turbulent and blood-bathed half of the human race. The Ao family did not participate in that battle much, so their strength was still at its peak, and they had been very strong in the 10 old courts over the years. But later on, when facing the remaining members of the Donghuang royal family, Meng family, and other families, the Ao family also took action. Death is not a pity. Ao Xiaotian had never seen the thing that Ji Wudi mentioned that caused turmoil in the human race. He only knows that among the Shi Laoding families, the Yi family, the Lin family, the Yang family, and the Gong family have some connection with those ancient clans, and that thing is now under the control of those ancient clans. If you want to use it, you have to communicate with the ancient clan through the Yi family and other families. But Ao Xiaotian didn't know whether that thing had been used over the years. Those ancient clans were more powerful and ruthless than the Ao family. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 60. Ancient Tribe. Mengjian's eyes showed murderous intent. He extracted Ao Shaoshan's soul from his divine body and suppressed it into his own divine realm. A wisp of the divine power of the 10 directions of purgatory was constantly biting his soul. Take a good look at what it would feel like if your own clan was wiped out. Mengjian's voice resounded on Ao Shaoshan's soul. Ao Shaoshan's scream stopped suddenly. The soul's eyes widened and he no longer begged for mercy. Instead, he screamed at Mengjian, "Mengjian, how dare you kill our Ao family? The human emperor will not let you go when he comes back. Even if you have a breakthrough in strength, you will still be buried with our Ao family. You deserve to die. You Meng family." Ah! The voice stopped suddenly, and the divine power of the 10 directions purgatory tore his soul apart. But the next moment, his soul was restored. It was torn again, and then restored. He was not allowed to die. Mengjian didn't even look at it. At his first glance, his body was filled with primitive divine power. The closed world where Ao Xiaotian was in retreat suddenly began to collapse. He stepped outside. Outside, the endless palace complex of the Ao family came into view. Ao Xiaotian, the retreat in Tian, is located in the middle of the entire clan. There is a group of gods and demons guarding it outside. When the sky and the earth collapsed, the faces of the Ao family gods and demons changed drastically. When they looked back, they saw Mengjian. A strange figure steps out. "Who are you?" a man just yelled. A sharp pain came from his body. When he looked down, he was dumbfounded. His divine body was shattered bit by bit, turning into countless light spots and dissipating in the air. From his feet go up little by little. Ah! The screams resounded throughout the entire ancestral land of the Ao family in an instant. The screams were so cruel that many gods and demons of the Ao family suddenly changed their expressions and rushed out one after another. They were shocked. This is the ancestral land of the Ao family. Why would something happen all of a sudden? What happened? What happened? Why does this voice feel familiar to me? Whoosh! Ao Junlong, the head of the Ao family, rushed out in an instant. The moment he came out, he suddenly looked in the direction where his ancestor was retreating. When he saw the figure of Meng Zhan and the team of guards guarding the ancestor when the bodies of gods and demons in the secret realm of seclusion were shattered and dissipated bit by bit, his expression changed drastically. Fight! Ao Junlong's head was banged. When he saw Meng Zhan, he was just like Ao Xiaotian before, completely stunned. How is it possible? How did this guy come in? How come they didn't notice it at all? Call. A gust of wind blew past, and the group of gods and demons guarding Ao Xiaoshan's retreat were all crushed to pieces. The souls were still there, and the screams continued. Because there were wisps of the divine power of the 10 directions of purgatory that penetrated into them. The souls of the gods kept biting their souls, but did not let them die. Meng Zhan watched the entire Ao family ancestral land being shaken, and watched countless gods and demons rush out, with powerful auras of gods and demons. At this moment they all gathered towards him, with murderous intent, evil intent, and terrible anger, as if they wanted to tear him apart. But Meng Zhan didn't care, his eyes fell on Ao Junlong. Ao Junlong, the head of the Ao family. Ao Junlong looked at Meng Zhan, listening to the screams of the gods and demons in his family. He gritted his teeth, stared at Meng Zhan with murderous intent in his eyes, and shouted, "Meng Zhan, you dare to show up in my Ao family? Do you really think that our Ao family can't help you?" Meng Zhan waved his hand, and Ao Xiaoshan's soul came out of his hand. But at this moment, Ao Xiaotian was also tortured to the point where he could not control himself and could only let out a shrill scream. You Ao family really have nothing to do with this emperor. Just like the ancestor of your Ao family, the old man of Shi Laoding, if you, the Ao family, don't believe it, how about asking him? Boom! Ao Junlong's mind exploded. He saw the soul of his ancestor Ao Xiaotian and heard the terrifying scream. His mood collapsed at this moment. Old ancestor! Impossible! Ao Junlong roared angrily, and was about to rush towards Meng Zhan and activate the Ao family's ancestral formation to suppress Meng Zhan. However, his body was no longer under control. When he looked down, he found that his soul was actually he didn't know when he had been extracted from the god's body and was floating in the air. A wisp of divine power like a blood snake suddenly merged into his soul. With one bite, Ao Junlong's soul spasmed with pain. All over the soul, screams suddenly resounded. Ah! No, do not want. Ao Junlong's soul gradually floated in the air, and as the divine power of purgatory bitten from all directions, only the screams of hissing and lung breaking were left. And Ao Xiaotian and the group of gods and demons guarding the secret realm, their souls were also floating in the air, and screams continued. The entire Ao family's ancestral land was shaken by the screams, and countless Ao family members turned pale with fear. Head of the house. No, that is the soul of the ancestor. A group of immortal gods and demons rushed out, but seeing the souls of Ao Junlong and Ao Xiaotian hanging in the air and screaming, this scene immediately made them feel numb and horrified. His eyes were filled with horror as he looked at Meng Zhan. The blood-colored divine power from Meng Zhan's body filled the air, and he used the purgatory magical powers from all directions, instantly covering the entire Ao family's ancestral land, and his indifferent voice also sounded to all Ao family members. It echoed in my mind, after today, your Ao family will cease to exist. After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 61. Wisps of the magical power of the 10 directions purgatory poured into the bodies of the people throughout the Ao family's ancestral land. Mengjian did not kill them immediately, but let the divine power of the 10 directions purgatory enter their bodies and souls. Bit by bit, biting into their bodies and souls. Until their bodies and souls are completely dead. The screams resounded throughout the Ao family's ancestral land in an instant. They felt the changes in their bodies and souls, and the terrifying power tearing and destroying their bodies and souls. All the Ao family members were frightened. Screams, roars, and begging for mercy are endless. It's Mengjian. Mengjian wants to destroy our Ao family. It hurts so much, I am willing to surrender, woo woo woo, Mengjian, no, Human Emperor, His Majesty the Human Emperor, I am willing to surrender, I am willing to serve you all my life, and do whatever you want, as long as you spare me, woo woo woo. No, don't kill me. I am the divine son of the Ao family. I can rule the Ao family in the future. I can be your dog, and I can let the Ao family be your dog. Why do you want to attack our Ao family? Why? All kinds of voices resounded in the Ao family's ancestral land, and it was chaotic. Many of the younger generation, the sons and goddesses of gods, were the first to collapse. They used all kinds of unbearable language to beg for mercy from Mengjian. As long as Mengjian can spare their lives, then let them do whatever they want. Mengjian watched quietly. Some of the weak Ao family members could not hold on and died directly. He could destroy the entire Ao family in an instant, but he didn't. Ha ha ha. Ao Xiaotian and Ao Junlong were laughing bitterly when they saw the miserable performance of the Ao family. At this moment, the divine power of the 10 directions purgatory no longer bit them, but they saw that countless members of the Ao family had become like this. Their hearts were cut by knives, and it was more painful than torturing them. Facing the desperate situation, it turned out that the Ao family was also in the same unbearable situation. The way of heaven is reincarnation. In the past, it was the Dong royal family, the Meng family and other families, but now, it is the turn of the Ao family. Originally, Ao Xiaotian also wanted to say something. The current Ao family will suffer the same fate as you Mengjian in the future, but thinking of Mengjian's strength, Ao Xiaotian just laughed a few times and did not say it out loud. If he didn't say it, everything would still be possible. But I have said it. The Ao family may really not be able to survive even one person, and not even a blood clan member can be hidden. Mengjian looked at it for a moment, and also asked Ao Xiaotian and Ao Junlong to take a look at the tragic situation of the Ao family's ancestral land. Then he waved his hand to suppress their souls back to the realm of gods, allowing the divine power of the 10 directions purgatory to continue to bite. Except for the immortal gods and demons of the Ao family, the souls of others were not retained in Mengjian. The souls of the immortal gods and demons, and Ao Xiaotian, Ao Junlong, were taken into the divine realm and suffered unprecedented pain and torture. As for their divine bodies, Mengjian waved his hand and put them away. When he returns, he will combine the divine bodies and souls of these people together, refined into living puppets one after another, and place them among Hao Yun's group of people to liquidate the people of the Ao family in other areas of the human race in the world of gods and demons. The living puppets refined by his ancestors, family heads, elders, and others were taken out. I wonder how the people who destroyed their own family would feel if they let the Yi family and other Shilaoding people know about it. After a while, the entire Ao family's hidden treasure house was taken away by Mengjian. The treasures of this old human family, then it's really rich. After sorting it out, I'm afraid I can refine a lot of immortal gods and demon realm god puppets. I can even let Dong Emperor use their god puppet bodies to refine them in the late stage and peak of the immortal gods and demon realm. After taking away these things, Mengjian just left the Ao family's ancestral land, and there was no obstruction from the large formation. The screams and screams of countless people in the Ao family's ancestral land also spread out. Many gods, demons, and longevity families in the surrounding area had expressions on their faces after hearing the news. They were all big changes. But when they went to explore the past in the direction of the Ao family's ancestral land, they discovered the changes in the Ao family's ancestral land. Not good. Something happened to the Ao family. The gods and demons rushed towards the Ao family's ancestral land. When they saw all the living people in the Ao family's ancestral land rolling and screaming, all the gods and demons suddenly felt their scalps numb. Worry. This scene how terrifying. They find it unbelievable that someone as powerful as the Ao family could become like this quietly. Someone rushed into the ancestral land of the Ao family, trying to save the gods of the Ao family who were still alive. However, when they touched the bodies of those in the Ao family, the expressions of each of the gods and demons changed drastically. Ah, no, some gods and demons screamed, letting go and trying to escape. But it was too late. Call. A gust of breeze blew by. The gods and demons who touched the people of the Ao family turned into hazy light spots and disappeared from the world. They died faster than the people of the Ao family. The other gods and demons, everyone looked horrified. Listening to the miserable screams of the Ao family members, and seeing the strange deaths of the group of gods and demons, they were all too frightened to move. Run. After a loud roar, all the gods and demons turned around and fled. Not long after they escaped from the Ao family's ancestral land, news came again that the Holy Land in the Ao family's starry sky and the formation had all disappeared without knowing when, and Ao's everyone in the family was screaming, not knowing what kind of pain they were suffering, and everyone looked like they were going to die. Such news made everyone feel scared, and a thought came to their mind. The Shalaoding clan, the Ao family, it's over.